Hey, Dr. Dale here. Today's topic is spike proteins. And so by now, I think pretty much everybody's heard of spike proteins, anyone that's into their health and paying attention. Spike proteins are the dangerous part of the vaccine and the dangerous part of the Wuhan virus called COVID-19. And what this spike protein does is it gets into the organs and takes residency and now creates damage in that organ. So if it gets in your heart, it's creating scar tissue. Now the heart isn't electrically conducting the signals to the heart and making everything work properly. It gets into the ovaries and it destroys the eggs. And so we have a major fertility issue unfolding. And so you're not going to hear about this from your doctor. They're not interested in the conversation. So I'm willing to give people laboratory assessments, write them a requisition so they can see what their spike protein antibody is. Very simply, it's a blood test that you take. Your antibody levels are elevated when you have more spike proteins. And so it's very interesting. People that weren't vaccinated have lower levels of spike protein antibody, and people that were vaccinated, and the more that they had, the higher the numbers go. And so you can't turn the spike proteins off. They are encoded in your DNA, and they are producing these proteins that are toxic to the body. They're not natural, and they just don't shut off. And so they get in the way of your circulation. They start creating these large clots and these large obstructions in your blood vessels. There's all kinds of cardiovascular events as a result of this. But again, your doctor isn't going to order this spike protein antibody test. So I'd be happy to do that, because if you can see that you have high spike proteins above a certain amount, then you can take nutritional supplements and enzymes and certain things that are now emerging into the public eye to lower those values. And so the less spike proteins you have circulating in your body and the less spike proteins you have in your organs, the healthier you're going to be. And so getting rid of spike proteins is a big strategy in increasing your lifespan and your quality of life. It's not, how do I want to say this? We live in a different time now. This is unfolding. It's not going to be good. So if you can get ahead of the curve and start addressing spike proteins, that'll be great. Now, if you can find out what your levels are, then you'll be a little bit more motivated to take care of those spike proteins. Again, the highest numbers that we've seen is greater than 25,000. That's max. And those are the folks that are vaccinated. And the folks that weren't vaccinated have much lower numbers. And so just find out where you're at. Get a hold of me, contact me. We'll get you a requisition. It's an inexpensive test, and you can see what your spike protein antibody is. It's worth mentioning that the folks that have not received any vaccinations for COVID aren't necessarily out of the woods, because people that aren't vaccinated are showing higher levels of spike protein antibody simply because they've been exposed to people that were shedding the virus. They had natural exposure, whatever it might have been, in contact with people, but you've received it from someone else as opposed to necessarily being vaccinated. It's also in our food supply. Our poultry and our beef industries are having the mRNA injected, and so we're going to be eating it. And so they're just really trying to get it in our bodies, and it's going to wreak some havoc. So get ahead of it, even if you've been vaccinated or not vaccinated, rather. Get yourself checked. Hopefully your numbers are low and you won't have to do anything. But I wasn't vaccinated, and my numbers are higher than I would like them to be. And I just imagine it's because of the exposure that I've had in my environment.